Well, hello, Brittany. My name is Dr. Renee Hall, and I am your school psychologist here at Bowie State. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So, what brings you in today?
So I'm here because I am feeling overwhelmed and stressed with school and work. More so coming from work, and I kind of just don't know, how to deal with it, I guess.
Okay. So, what's all going on at work? And I can understand why work and school together would definitely be stressful.
Yeah. At work, what started off as an enjoyable work environment has turned into a pretty hostile work environment. My manager has become very negative and kind of indirectly confrontational towards me, or I guess maybe passive aggressive towards me. And I think this all started from me starting school back in August.
Wow. So, what exactly, were there any events that took place that has led you to think it's because of school is why she's being hostile to you? How was she before you started school?
So before I started school, things were great. She really liked the time that I was able to devote to work, and kind of my participation at work, kind of knowing that I was really involved in work. But of course, when school started, I didn't have as much time. I had to change my hours, change my schedule so that I could get to work earlier, so I can leave earlier to make it to school. And that somewhat became a problem because she likes for us to have chats, later in the afternoons, but I wasn't able to do that anymore because I had to leave. She also, I would hear through some of my other colleagues that she wasn't happy with me going to school, saying things like I should have never hired her, or maybe making comments that my work is suffering from it.
Oh, that's a lot. Sorry to hear that. So what do you feel like she could have done to kind of make it a little bit better, a little easier for you to digest the information? Because it doesn't sound like you're necessarily upset with her opinion. It's just kind of how she went about it. Is that?
Yeah, that's definitely it. I think I'm not upset with her opinion. I am a little kind of taken back by her change in her opinion, because originally, like I mentioned, she didn't have a problem with me going to school, and me starting the job was under the conditions that I would be going back to school. So we both kind of had that understanding, but it definitely is how she handled the situation. There was no open communication between me and her. It was either done through other coworkers or just that those nonverbal actions towards me. She would do things like maybe she will walk in the office, say good morning to everyone else, but then not say good morning to me. A lot of slamming her door, and I sit right in front of her office, so her door staying closed was kind of, I don't know, kind of made me feel like she didn't, she wasn't allowing an open space. She was kind of shutting off me in particular, because other colleagues would go into her office all the time, or she would call them in there, but I hadn't spoke with her in months.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with, especially just the transition where it's you have school going on and, then she's kind of just adding stress to you. But have you talked to her about it? How it makes you feel?
Not really. Not directly. We've had one discussion, but it came way after a point that it should have. I feel like I haven't talked to her because she can be confrontational. Excuse me, and I'm not like that. Also, she hasn't given me the feeling that she did want to talk.
Okay. So, would you be willing to maybe try it again, or you just feel totally uncomfortable with doing that? Like, do you feel like there's another solution?
I do think we have to have a discussion about it, and more of a straightforward discussion, because when we did talk, I felt like our conversation was kind of like beating around the bush. We didn't really address the problem head on. We talked more so about like work and her views for me in the office in the future, but we didn't talk about what was going on then and there. So I think we do need to have like a straightforward discussion, because it's just getting worse as time goes on.
So what do you think you can do in order to, start this conversation to begin it?
I think I will definitely have to initiate it, because months have passed and she hasn't said anything about it. So setting up a meeting with her, I feel a little bit uncomfortable just kind of, outright talking about it. But maybe, I guess, stepping outside of my comfort zone, maybe something that I'll have to do. Do you have any suggestions on how I should approach her about it?
Are you really close with any of your coworkers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you feel more comfortable maybe they came in with you?
I think having a third person in the room would be a really good idea, because I've heard from my other coworkers discussions that I've had just one-on-one with her turn out a lot differently than how I perceive them to be. So I think having a third person there would be good, because they can help to mediate and help to like steer the conversation and to help validate how I perceive the situation and how she may be treating me.
So that's definitely one option. Would you consider maybe finding a different job? So what are the positives before I even get into that?
The positives at my job?
Mm-hmm.
I think what drew me there originally was the mission of the agency. So they help to decrease substance abuse and mental health illnesses in the American population. So I do like what they stand for. And I feel like the mission of the agency is like transferable to what I want to do. So I want to be a school psychologist, and I think I can use some of those experiences from work to help me in the field. So I feel like I kind of just put up with what I'm dealing with at work, because my manager, she accommodates my school schedule. And then I also have the name behind me of my agency. So I think I just kind of deal with it, but it is an unhealthy environment for me.
So it sounds like you really like your overall agency. But before that too, definitely have a discussion with your manager if possible, and even just getting a third person. But even if you find like that doesn't help resolve the situation, since you do like your agency, have you ever thought about maybe finding a different position within your agency?
I have thought about it. I just feel kind of a little crippled right now, because my manager works with my school schedule and she is flexible, and I'm afraid if I leave my position now, I won't be able to find that somewhere else. But I do think I should probably, start looking, because if our discussion doesn't go well, then I can't stay in this environment.
Exactly. It's not good for your mental health to stay in the environment, just regardless, because that can really take a toll on you after a while. So if you do, you can even try to apply to some different positions. Just even once you land the interview, just talk and just be open with whoever is interviewing you, and see like if your potential manager is willing to work around your school schedule.
Yeah.
Because you'll be surprised. Maybe they are. You just, don't know because you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, and I think that's the fear that I'm having. The fear is what's stopping me, of the unknown. But I can get past that, to find a better opportunity. Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But it's good that, you're thinking to step out of your comfort zone. So anything about school in particular that's really stressful, or is it just because it's work and school together?
As far as school, it's definitely different from undergrad. I think the workload and the reading is what is most difficult. Classes aren't difficult. It's what I have to do on my own time to be prepared for the classes is what's difficult for me because of work. So getting up early for work and then going to class and then coming home to do homework is pretty hard because it's already late. And then I have to be back up for work. Like the cycle just continues. So just trying to find a balance on how to do that has been difficult for me.
That is understandable completely because that sounds like a long day. A long day. You definitely need your rest at some point. So with that, have you maybe considered lowering your work hours? And then also, what are some things that you kind of do to help you relax? So sorry to ask you 2 questions at once. But
so I have considered going down to part-time. I'm trying to remain full-time for as long as this program will allow me to, but I know eventually I will have to go down to part-time. And some things that I do to relax, a lot of self-care things. I like being pampered, getting my nails done, working out just to relieve stress. I'm just kind of like just spending time by myself just to kind of like shut out everyone and get some peace of mind.
Which is good. So that's good that you know those things that help, keep your stress down, what you like and what you kind of dislike, and you know how to lower the stress at the end of the week. So that's good. So how much do you work out and how much with your self-care?
Working out kind of varies from week to week depending on my workload from school. And sometimes that can be frustrating because I may not have time to go to the gym, maybe only once a week, because the extra, time I have for myself, I have to spend doing homework. So I'm kind of struggling with that too.
Have you thought perhaps maybe like just taking out like 30 minutes of your day and just
I think I like overthink it. I think if I go to the gym, those 30 minutes is 30 minutes I could have been doing homework, and then that's why I'm up so late at night. But I don't think I'm being, logical. I don't think the 30 minutes would, cause me to be behind. What's causing me to be behind is something that I'm doing prior. So, yeah, I think I could just, take 30 minutes out of my day to take care of myself.
Exactly. So try doing that and just making sure you have some time just to yourself, just to think and just reflect on the day and just think of strategies that can help you overcome and cope with stress from work and, stress from school as well, with having all the readings and late
I think
hours.
Also another thing is the commute to work. Yeah, that's an issue too. So like I live in Southern Maryland and I commute to Rockville, and so
I'm sorry. I'm new to the area, so
okay.
How many minutes?
I'm sorry. So without traffic, driving from Fort Washington to Rockville would be about like 40 minutes, but my commute turns into an hour and a half to and from work. Yeah. So like that kind of drains me. So even if I go to work early, get off early, I still don't get home till, later in the evening because of traffic. Yeah, so I think maybe just reconsidering where I'm working altogether may be an option.
Maybe whatever you feel like is best for you. Like if you feel like finding a whole another job is going to lower your, stress levels. Or if you just feel like maybe even just going part-time.
Yeah.
Lower your stress levels too. So, just always weigh out all your options, before coming to the final.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue I was having, feeling like I didn't have an option. But, like, now after talking about it, I see that there are different options that I can take. But with school, I don't think there's many other options. I mean, school is pretty much, my schedule is set. And with school, I just have to, get through it.
Yeah, and then maybe even try, like, taking a task at a time, like, little by little, instead of trying to take the whole, I'm not sure if you take, like, the whole ball, like a lot of students, or wait till last minute
Mm-hmm.
to do assignments. But if you just take it little by little, chunk by chunk, maybe that'll help you.
Mm-hmm. What do you think I can do to help, to like help organize myself for school so that I'm not waiting till the last minute?
Well, I'm not sure if you have a planner, but definitely keep a planner of all your due dates and always look at it every day. And then also when you have in your planner, actually plan out time that you're going to take each day for yourself just to do nothing school related, nothing work related.
Yeah.
Just focus on you. So even that's just like getting your nails done, take that time to yourself and then just making sure you have that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do have a planner, but I don't utilize it like how you said, so I will start to do that.
So, let's see. So, you're going to weigh your options for work. Like, if you want to go part-time or just find a different job.
Yeah.
You'll have a discussion with your manager. Let's see. And then for school, you will keep your planner. Make sure you set out times just for you to have, your own self-care. And also, you're going to... start your assignments early. Is like everything correct?
Yeah.
That's your plan?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
No, thank you.
You're welcome.